What's up, Sergeant Carwell? Hello, Sarah Crona. Hello, Joe Blow from Idaho. What's up? Hello, Lavender Scone. Welcome. I've come to enjoy our Cupid and redeem myself. Welcome, Ceremus Sarandis. Hello, Tom Bull. Your gorilla spin is appreciated. Hello, Mr. Tiny God. I recommend you all giving me food. But you didn't bring the cookies? You're supposed to bring cookies to the stream. I can't help you if you didn't bring your own cookies. Once we get to the prince, is the stream over? I don't know. Not necessarily. So what happened to Cupid? We bought a bunch of ingredients, made our way to the castle, charmed our way into the kitchen, and baked dope cookies. A real Cupid? Hold up, I really miss some things. Often do you do the quizzes? The last time I was watching, I was in combat and didn't want to mend the app on my phone. I do trivia at the end of the stream, every stream. So yeah, if you want to participate in trivia, it's usually about the last 30 minutes of stream. I ask questions. Whoever answers correctly and first, they they get the messages. Hello, Kagekenshin. Hello, Jarl. Really practicing that Spanish, I see. I brought lavender coffee and almond biscotti. Wonderful. Mysterious cookies. What can happen if someone eats? They're just fine. They're great. They're great cookies, so they should be good. Hello, Lucina. The wife is not here yet. She likes to do Saturday morning chores, so. Happy birthday, Lando. Oh no. Yeah, everyone make sure to have snacks. We have cookies that have been made, and so if you don't want to be super hungry about the fact that there are cookies in the stream, then you need to have your own cookies. Seven stream streak for Ceramus Randus. Dope. Tombolt, you ate half an hour ago? Aren't you supposed to be, like, fasting? How could you? I might have figured out something about combat above 6 enemies. Dope. Perhaps the stream chat is not the place to do tell. Perhaps we leave that for the server. What's up, Turtle Storm 520? Okay. I'll be right back. 1 minute. I need to go grab my cookies. All right. Someone told me what type of cookies they had earlier, so I'll also give my cookie and beverage combo. My current cookie and beverage combo is white chocolate chip macadamia nut cookies with 0 sugar original Monster. That's the one I'm having right now. So it's a pretty interesting combo. I agree. It is a pretty interesting combo. Mom's oatmeal chocolate chip. pretty good. Well, yeah, I basically made my favorite cookies in the game. Interesting indeed. Ribs, rice, and a yogurt. Been a while since I've seen a live stream. Hope your crew are not overworking themselves. Oh, they absolutely are. We're approaching the update. And so people are working very hard. Yeah, I think everyone is very excited about the update. No problem. For a while. I have a typical breakfast combination that I think would turn people's stomachs. Which is if anyone knows like the elite like chocolate milk with 42 grams of protein, I usually have that elite chocolate milk, and while I'm drinking that, I am also at the same time drinking original zero sugar Monster. And that's my typical breakfast. Alright, see you, Mr. Tiny God. Do you guys ever do viewership drops, like Twitch drops and rewards and stuff? No, not necessarily. The stream is basically the official Everweave stream, but like the in-game studios has little to do with what I do on the stream. I run it fully myself, and you know, I get message codes to give away, but other than that, it's I'm like limited to how many I can do, right? I can't just give everyone a message code and whatnot. I have to be frugal with it, hence the trivia. So yeah, there's not a lot of events planned around specifically the stream. We do events like that in the server though. Yeah, that. What did you just say? The amount of things he knows is crazy. Lavender's Cone, what are you asking about? Are you asking about my breakfast combination, or are you asking about... What did I say that made you respond in such a way? Asking for breakfast. Ah, I see. You missed half the description. It's a, it's the, if you know it, the 42 gram of protein elite, like, chocolate milk. It's not a protein shake. It's just, like, ultra filtered chocolate milk. Every time they filter it, they, like, remove, like, lactose and stuff like that, and then, like, leave behind protein. So you get this, like, high protein chocolate milk. And then, so I drink that while also drinking the original Monster Zero Sugar. And I just do that at the same time. And that's my typical breakfast. I like the trivia at the end of the game, but I suck at it. Yeah. It's alright. I enjoyed asking you guys the trivia questions. And one of my favorite things to do is to give people fun facts. And this is a great way for me to give people fun facts while making it seem like they want to participate in it. It's a real deception I've done on everyone. Good morning, Fierce Angel. Plus, some of them are interesting to learn. I appreciate it. I wonder if at some point I'm gonna run out of fun facts to do at the end of, like trivia to do at the end of this, the stream. So far, I've not had much issue coming up with stuff. You can use server stuff like last time. Yeah. I don't like using that for all the questions, though. Just sort of like, it's nice to do some of those questions because it rewards some people who may not know a ton of, like, random knowledge, but, if you really participate in the Everweave server, then, that's an opportunity for you as well. I'm good until you ask math questions. Yeah, there's like 2 people who like the math questions and everyone else hates them. Yeah, unfortunately I do only ask things I know about, so I don't know anything about FNAF. other than that they're animatronic and it's scary? Question mark? Supposed to be? Hello, Vague Crab. I don't look up stuff on the web. I'm just doing the trivia, like, I make up the trivia questions, like, as I send them. I wouldn't do it if I had to look it up. We're gonna do the last part of Amado's story. So I got a question for everyone. Is anyone out there a beverage goblin? Do you need like at least 3 beverages? One for hydration, one for flavor, and then like one for energy? 5 beverages? Lavender scone. I wasn't hungry until you mentioned. Just water? Yeah, I think most people are okay with 1 beverage. But I believe it is a symptom of ADHD that they must have 5 beverages like lavender scone. I think at least 3. Tea, water, fruit juice, and rain. Oh, shit. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean to curse. I'm dying. Ooh. Was not good. You ever have monster go into your lungs? I tell you what, it stings. Oh. Oh. Mostly water, then a Dr. Pepper, and either one or two energy drinks. Shrouded silhouette. That is exactly. You have hydration, flavor, and energy. That's yeah. If you don't, if yeah, you definitely have some type of spicy, neurospicy behavior. Yo, stop talking about alcohol in the chat. I had a sour Skittle going to your left. Oh, that's rough. There you go. There you go, shredded silhouette. Autistic will do it. My son was laughing so. Oh, when you had the Skittle. Yeah. Every time I try to clear my throat, I get a spicy burning feeling in my esophagus. Whew. Maybe drinking water will help? Or just more Monster, you know? It's fine. Yeah, Jarl was talking about drugs. Just need to remember not to inhale as you take a sip. Yeah. A new parody of headphones? You know, I say it often, but you guys really gotta stop having autocorrect. Yeah, I turned it off, and now my biggest issue is that I type your and your wrong all the time. but other than that, my ability to type accurately has vastly improved. I'm lazy to turn it off. Just turn it off, it's fine. It's better. It's like annoying for like 3 days, and then you go like, actually, this is amazing. Every time I type a word that's like a weird fantasy word, it doesn't get autocorrected to some absolute nonsense. Yeah, I think being a fantasy nerd, you have to just go like, you know what? No autocorrect for me. I don't get to use that. That's not, that product wasn't for me. That was for like, you know, like some person who like literally only like their most wild activity throughout the day is like a sale at like Erewhon or something, you know? Like, it's that person, that's who autocorrect was for. Autocorrect is made for very funny interactions, though. Yes. I just find myself annoyed at it all the time. I almost never sent the wrong thing, but I would always, like, when I would look over my message, I'd just be like, what are all, I didn't type this. This is not the thing that I typed. It's because I would spell something correctly, and it would revert it to something dumb. To what it thought would be correct. All right, 30 seconds. Let me ping. All right, let's go. I just can't type on mobile. IT guy, my fingers are made for a full-size keyboard. Same. So who booed this? I figured it out. Yeah. Thanks for the idea. Just barely made it. Hello, Lurinai. Hello, Taylor Jordan. All right. Val Amado. Sorry. Still working out all the monster for my trachea. Sleep calls. All right. See you, Lavender Scone. Oh, Lavender Scone for sure has ADHD. I believe they just said that they were having coffee and biscotti. They drink a coffee and then are now going to sleep. That's ADHD behavior if I've ever seen it. Hello, Chocode. All right. As a finishing touch, I'll add a little sprinkle of flaky salt to the tops of the cookies. With the cookies now cooling, you reach for a small pinch of flaky sea salt, and you sprinkle it delicately over the warm, still soft surfaces, each crystal catching the light like a tiny, glinting jewel. The addition is subtle but impactful, promising an extra layer of complexity to the sweet, rich flavors. It's the perfect final touch, a professional flourish that elevates your homemade treat into something truly special. Your gift for Leon is now complete, a tray of perfectly baked, exquisitely finished chocolate pecan cookies. It's 1:25 p.m. Coffee makes you sleepy too? Well, you might have ADHD. Yeah, if you ever drink coffee and your brain stops racing, you probably have ADHD. That's what that means. Those cookies actually sound tasty? Yeah. We went through a whole recipe. Look at this. Hold on. That's not the recipe. Here we go, yeah. We got flour, brown sugar, molasses, butter, refined sugar, flaky salt, dark chocolate bar, semi-sweet chocolate bar, vanilla extract, pecans, eggs, flour, and baking soda. We made it. We did it. I avoid coffee. I like coffee desserts, and I don't like coffee itself. Coffee itself is far too bitter for me. I like other bitter things. Like, I mean, I love these monsters. And they're, you know, they have like a sort of bitter medicinal taste. And I like that. But, you know, I understand other people don't like that type of bitter. And I like vegetable bitter. That's fine. But coffee bitter or chocolate bitter is just not for me. Like overly dark chocolate. Regular dark chocolate is like my yeah, that's great. Love that amount of bitter. Everything past that, too much. I can't deal with it. It's like yeah. I have like a visceral reaction to it. DM glazing them cookies as it should. I prefer exercising instead of coffee. It wakes me forcibly. Start doing burpees. You'll be completely awake after the first 3 to 4 burpees. I don't drink Monster to wake up. I'm a morning person. I don't have any issues waking up. I drink Monster because it is an appetite suppressant, and I like the taste. Hello there, Jedi Master. All right. Bill T34. Thank you for following. I appreciate it. Night and morning person. Weirdly. Yeah, I used to be I used to be a night owl. I've always been a morning person. I used to be a night owl. But as I grew up, I liked sleep too much. Sleep, I realized, was like the dopest thing around. And so when it gets late, I'm like, I'm leaving. I don't care what we're doing. Like, I want to go to bed. I'm tired. Let me out of here. Wow, so many followers. Ryron. Thank you. And, oh, Swamp. Oh, sorry. It's just Swampy. Swampy! Thank you for following. Lunchtime princess. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Alright. Wolfinator. 8,651. Thank you so much for following. Jedi Master. I can't believe you weren't following Jedi Master. You've been here pretty consistently for a while. Thank you for following. I appreciate it. Greetings and salutations. Love it. Hello, hello. Welcome all to the chat. Welcome to the stream. I appreciate you being here. Might lurk. That's cool. You attempt to sneak through the castle towards Prince Leon's quarters, carrying a heart-shaped plate of cookies, avoiding any patrolling guards. PC 13, let's do it. Alright, that's gonna be a success. Alright, see you, Sergeant Carwell. 17. Sergeant Carwell double lurking. Leland A. Holmes. Morning. Do you want to be called Leland A. Holmes? Also, is that how you pronounced Leland? You've been here long enough, and you famously don't tell anyone how to pronounce your name, so I figured I'd just like ask directly. Wonger 2015, thank you so much for following. I appreciate it, and welcome. Call me whatever, but that's how I was imagining it. Cool. Alright. Leland it is. It's my pen name. I see. Okay. I will carefully stack the cookies on a heart-shaped plate and cover them. Time to make my way to the prince's quarters. I'll have to get by the I have to get by all of the guards set in the way. Balancing the heart-shaped plate of cookies, now carefully covered to protect your precious cargo, you begin your stealthy ascent through the castle. Each step is a silent ballet, a testament to your rogue's training. You glide past suits of armor that seem to watch with stony eyes, and slip through the bustling corridors just moments before a patrolling guard rounds the corner. The scent of warm cookies, however, proves a persistent challenge, threatening to betray your presence with every waft. One guard, a burly figure polishing his breastplate, pauses mid-stroke, sniffing the air. You flatten yourself against the tapestry, depicting a particularly dramatic dragon fight, holding your breath until he shrugs and returns to his task, dismissing the delicious aroma as a trick of his imagination. Must have been the wind. You continue onward, your prize now just around the next grand corner. It's 1:45 p.m. I was supposed to be there at 6, so I'm just gonna arrive like 4 hours early and seem like a maniac. Yeah. Unless someone has, like, something I gotta do before I get there. So much for being exactly 45 minutes late? What? Why would we be exactly 45 minutes late? Hello, Heavy Puffer. Welcome to the stream. It's so nice that your username is expressing your asthma that you suffer from and not anything else. You can spend the time training the staff to do a romantic flash mob for your day. Wasn't it in your background or appearance? No. I never wanted to show up late. I always needed to show up on time. Oh, rip me. You're just like making up stuff over there. Someone make him show up late. Respectfully, if someone showed up 45 minutes late for a date, I would not stick around. Exactly. Who would? That's just not... Doesn't make any sense. Everyone point at Ryan and go, boo. Bad date. You better have the best story. Multiple lives said, there was 3 burning buildings on my way here. 42 cats. I saved 42 cats. I've never shown up late to a date in my life. I hate being late. You'll never catch me being late like that. I'm early every time. I'm early enough that I'll like pull up to a parking lot like, you know, a minute outside the neighborhood so that I'll wait there for a bit so that I don't show up so early. But I'll never be late. 42 potential rations, Tombold, no. There is a limit to fashionably late, and 45 minutes is too much. Fashionably late only applies to a party. It does not apply to something you have to be somewhere at a specific time. You cannot be fashionably late to an appointment. It's just not the case. There is no... If I say we are meeting somewhere at 2 p.m. and you show up at 2:15, I think that you don't respect my time. Let's hope Leon is forgiving. We're not late! Well, if we get desperate, we have to expand our options. But you're going to a party for the date. That is true. We're going to a gala. We can be fashionably late to the gala still. We can just hang out. I think I misheard what was happening. All right. One floor complete, 2 more to go. I'll move up to the next floor and spot something that stops me in my tracks. You carefully ascend the grand staircase, its polished marble steps reflecting the faint light filtering through stained glass windows. As you reach the landing for the 2nd floor, a truly astonishing sight stops you dead in your tracks. Alright, hold on. Anyone think it's weird to have stained glass windows on an indoor staircase? Like, is anyone picturing this? It's just not a place I would expect to have even regular windows. And they're stained glass ones. I don't think most people would consider it, but it do what it wants. I don't think the stairs on a castle are near the sides. They're usually sort of like middle areas. And then you sort of like walk across back and forth. They're rich, they can do that they would. The issue is that stairs inside large places like that tend to be in the middle of the place. And therefore not near walls. So, not a very good place for windows. You just run out of places to install them. You just hang the stained glass window. You just hang it from the ceiling. Maybe it was originally on the outside and they built into it. Interesting. They like expanded the castle outwards. That's kind of fun. Rich people do weird stuff. Alright. They did, in fact, stop me dead in my tracks. Blocking the entire corridor ahead is an enormous, shimmering archway sculpted from what appears to be solid rose petals and interwoven with twinkling, enchanted lights. From its peak, a small, cherubic statue, wings gently fluttering, begins to sing a surprisingly powerful, albeit slightly off-key love ballad. The air is thick with the cloying scent of 1,000 roses, and the sheer scale of the romantic gesture is utterly baffling. It's 1:55 p.m. You'll need to find a way through this declaration of affection. Who is this for? Not the cloying scent. You know what? I agree. Too many roses is cloying. That's the right time to be cloying. If you have like a bunch of rose scent, like too much floral scent can definitely be overpowering. We'll find out what is going on with this Cupid archway after these few messages. Ads are starting. Can't you just walk through? I agree. I think you can. Leon is trying his best. Yeah, we don't know who's it for. Is this Leon staging a declaration for you? I don't know. Parkside. All right. To those who have subscribed and or been gifted a subscription, we're all chatting now while everyone else watches ads. Would take time to see if there's a note with the roses. Yeah, we're going to investigate. Thank you, Vault Warrior, for the suggestion. We will definitely be investigating what's going on here. We wouldn't want to pass it by and it be from Leon to us. Yeah, ads suck. Everyone knows. Boo-boo ads. So, to those who are still around, are you a dog or a cat person? And if you're neither, and you still are a pet person, what's your poison? Like fish, lizards, snakes, frogs, turtles? Both? Shrouded silhouette, but do you have like a preference? If there's no preference, I'd be shocked. Because I have both, but I prefer dogs. 2 dogs, 3 cats, 1 squirrel, 30 chickens. Sounds like you prefer chickens. Yeah, I'm asking the type of person you are. You know what I'm saying? I'm not asking, like, the pet you do have. I'm asking, like, the one you prefer. Like, your preferred pet. I think it says a little bit about you. You prefer both, Heavy Puffer? With your asthma, I would assume you would prefer a cat. A dog would require you to move around too much. I have a dog, but always wanted a hedgehog. Wife loves the chickens. I love eggs. The squirrel is my go-to. I would prefer turtles because they're easy to look after. What I really want is adopting gorillas, but that isn't realistic. Oh, Tumble. I'm increasingly less of an animal person the more animals we get. I prefer birds. I trained pigeons before. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. My grandmother is a bird person. Really likes having birds. What weapons do you have anyways? I have a bow, but when I shoot people, it doesn't do damage. It charms them. I have a dog, but think he's delving into the dark side. Is he performing like blood rituals whenever you come back home? And he's like quickly hiding away. Actually wanted to. A family friend had one. What was that? Oh, a hedgehog. Cockatiel. Oh, you had a cat that you walked with your dog. Nice. Okay. Ads are over. Let's get to it. Let's investigate. Illurini absolutely flexing on all of the peasants. They said, I have channel points to burn, and decided to flex on everyone. Purely a flex, spending thousands of channel points solely to be recognized as the big flexer in chat. Lando, not to be outdone, says, don't call me a peasant. I am also flexing on everyone in the chat. Carwile, somehow, while driving, managed to also say, I'm flexing on them too. Tumbles coming in, flexing. Oh my god. Hype train just started. What is this? What am I looking at? Thermus Sarandis also. Hold on. One just gifted 1 million subs? What happened? Vague Crab gave out 10 community subs. Absolutely not to be outdone. They said, who needs channel points? Take a sub, idiot. Everyone who received a sub just now. Thank Vague Crab, but also potentially thank Fierce Angel, who also gave out 5 community subs. She Builds Monsters also flexing. Sarah Sarandis also flexing. Tombles also flexing. Everybody here flexing on everyone else. We're leaving very few people in the chat who aren't flexing. So much generosity in the chat. Kage Kenshin flexing. I've been spending all my points on trivia. They flexed better with subs. Redeem myself in purely chaotic process. Oh my god. Okay. Back down to 1K. I will not be flexed on. No, you will not. That seems to be the case. Captain Axion gave out a community sub as well. No one here is getting outdone. Oh my god. We hit a level 4 hype train. Jesus. You guys are nuts. You guys are crazy. I'm sending it home points in trivia. They flex better with I'm late, but I'm here. Hello, Amado. I had to. Thou shalt not flex on me. Level 5 now? Is it? I didn't even. Here, let me pull up the actual Twitch. My activity feed is not up to date. There we go. Oh yeah, we hit 5. Wow, you guys are the crazy. Ah, that was awesome. It was awesome. I think this is the first time I've ever gotten a sub that was gifted on any channel that I watch. Well, congratulations. Yeah, we have an extremely nice community. Yeah, they are very generous. They like throwing around gifted subs for everybody. Absolute maniacs. I appreciate them all. Thank you all. My chat is so buggy. Yeah, we've had a couple of times where everyone has bombed the chat with gifted subs, and yeah, it's always crazy to watch. It's so much fun. Yeah, the original sub gifter, Jerry's Brisk, started that, as they, I think one stream gave out something like 25 subs. Yeah, sub bombs happen randomly. Do you prefer we ask trivia at the end, because I have enough for 3 questions and know my 3 questions? You can ask them anytime. You know, I try and do them when I can. I don't spend a ton of time thinking about it. Like, you know, I might give it a minute if I think I should know. But yeah, just word the question well. I'll read it out and see if I can answer it. Purely a flex. She builds monsters again. The double flex. She said no. She said no. I will flex twice. That's how many channel points I have. Oh, you guys are crazy. All right. let's try and see what this crazy magical love arch is. Bag of Chex Mix, thank you so much for following. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. You've joined at a crazy time. Okay, the hype train is now complete. Let's see what you guys earned. Oh. Turn up the volume. It doesn't work for you? You're doing it right now. I see it. I see you typing it. Oh, interesting. You didn't get it? It should be on there. It won't be under the channel. It'll be under, like, it's called, like, Hype Train or something like that. Okay, Captain Axion has asked me a trivia question. I don't know what you're doing. Oh, no. Not a trivia question. A character challenge. I don't know what you're doing, but find a mimic or something in this place and either make it your companion or have it eat the love art. Find a mimic? Alright, we'll see if we can do that. It seems a little out of the way. But I'll try. Okay. Jedi Master has asked me trivia. Who was the Sith Lord to lead an attack on the Jedi Temple and win? Is it Darth Maul? I gotta tell you, I have not seen all of the Star Wars movies. I've seen the trilogy, the original trilogy. No, not Darth Maul. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I've seen 4, 5, and 6, but I have not seen the prequels. And I've only seen them once. I watched them because I was supposed to. But sci-fi space opera is not... It's not my preferred genre. Darth Malgus. Old Republic games. Cool. My college roommate would have known that for sure. We don't talk about the sequels. You mean the prequels? Yeah. Some people have take particular issue with them. I know several people who are like, they're not that bad. They really aren't. They're like pretty decent. No, sequels. Oh, 7, 8, and 9. Oh, I see, with Ray. Isn't she, like, more interesting than Anakin, though? Look, okay. I might make some enemies here. Here's what I'm gonna say. Anakin is the worst part of the Star Wars movies. He is not an interesting character at all. I have no idea whether or not... Oh! Nat 20, baby! It's been a while since I got a Nat 20. Where's it at? Where are the rigs? Can you give me a synopsis of what you're doing, and I can make a different challenge more tailored to it? I know nothing about this campaign. There they are. That's what happens with a Mary Sue, the Anakin thing. With a Mary Sue? What? She would have been if they didn't make the movie so weird. I'm a bit biased, but Rey would have been amazing if they did the movies right. I think Rey is okay, though, right? Like, Rey herself is okay. The movies are bad. She's a better protagonist in a worse movie. Whereas Anakin is a worse protagonist, but in a much better movie. The Clone Wars show helps, but also show how whiny he is, but understandable. That you agree with. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't have a lot of friends who are super big Star Wars fans. Most of my friends are fantasy nerds, so they all tend to be like Lord of the Rings type people, not so much Star Wars people. I had one friend that got me to watch all the Star Wars movies in college, and he is a Mary Sue, a perfect character almost. I see. If the Jedi had tried a different approach with him, he could have been truly great. Yeah. So from my limited experience and from like one person to talk to about it, that was my gist. You can't forget that the original movies were written over 50 years ago. It was 1960s and 70s. Spaghetti Western in space. Yeah, sure. But just because it's old doesn't mean the writing's bad. People still like Shakespeare's writing. You know what I'm saying? That's much older than 50 years. It doesn't have to do with age. Like, you can have a compelling protagonist be written in a time before. And I just think he's just not a very compelling protagonist. Not saying that he couldn't be. The movie around it is very good. It's a very good story. And the world feels very, like, fleshed out. But I think he's, like, he's pretty wet toast. Rey's story arc as a child of Palpatine was a bit much. I like the sequel books before Disney. Better. They did it right with Luke when he became a Jedi, but I feel they lost the magical feeling to it when with Anakin Rey. Colonel Mustang is now following. Colonel Mustang Slows. Welcome. You came while we're not playing at all. I just got a natural 20, like no one remarked on it. We're all talking about Star Wars. Yeah, the movies are timeless, not every character is perfect. I agree, yeah. Not every character has to be perfect. That's not the issue. I'm just saying, like, as a protagonist, I think they're not very interesting. I thought 7 had potential, and they brought back Palpatine. That looks like a 19 to me. Well, that's a -1 modifier, my guy. All right. Oh, you know what? I think I've been messing up. I keep saying Anakin, and I think I mean Luke. That's my bad. Once again, I watched the movies once. That's my bad. I think I mean Luke. Luke is the main protagonist in the first 3 movies, yeah? Yeah. And 456. Okay, sorry. I think Luke is a bad protagonist. Not necessarily Anakin. Luke. That's my bet. Agree with the Luke take. Okay. You approach the colossal archway with a rogue's keen eye, inspecting every petal, every twinkling light, and the surprisingly sturdy cherub for any telltale signs of illusion or danger. Your gaze sweeps over the ornate structure, dissecting its construction. There are no pressure plates, no hidden tripwires, and no faint shimmer of arcane warding magic that would suggest a trap. The cherub, while a terrible singer, is undeniably solid, not a toothy maw in disguise. This isn't a mimic, nor is it overtly dangerous. It's simply a monumentally extravagant declaration. The sheer overwhelming romanticism of it, positioned squarely in the main corridor, suggests someone with more money than sense, desperately vying for attention. It's an obstacle born not of malice, but of overzealous affection. Ooh, okay, here's a question. Here's a question for the chat, all right? For the I need my romance novel people to hit me up real quick. When you woo someone, how do you spell that woo? I don't read romantic fantasy, so I have no idea. Or period romance. Is it just WOO? It is just WOO. Interesting. I think woe? No, that's woe. Woe is bad. I never use that and I do romance campaigns. Usually go for wow. Apparently, if it's a Lar, it's what? Unless you mean woo. No. Okay. Who they were trying to woo. But who made it? And who were they trying to woo? I must know. The circle... you circle the monstrous archway, your investigative gaze now shifting from traps to clues about its origins. Tucked discreetly amongst the cluster of particularly vibrant enchanted roses, you spot a small silver plaque. In elegant script, it reads, To my dearest Leon, a testament to my undying affection. May your heart always be as open as this gateway. Okay, never mind. This is... Wow. You know what? I did think that this overt, over-the-top thing, like sort of love-bomby archway, declaration of affection, was a guy, so I read it in a guy's voice. I'll go back. It's Countess Isabella. To my dearest Leon, a testament to my undying affection. May your heart always be as open as this gateway. With eternal love, Countess Isabella. So, this elaborate corridor blocking the confection is a gift from a smitten noblewoman. Her undying affection is certainly a grand gesture, if a somewhat inconvenient one for those simply trying to navigate the castle. It's 2 p.m. The cherubic statue finishes its off-key ballad with a flourish, then immediately launches into another. equally earnest, and slightly nasal declaration of love. You're left with the task of getting past this colossal display of devotion. Destroy it? Are we petty like that? This seems like another good way to save messages. Oh, watching the stream? Yes. Watching the stream is a good way to save messages. Emo Goth Mogrim, thank you so much. Appreciate the help, and also welcome to the stream. Replace it with a note of your own. No. I'm not doing something this gaudy. Okay. Everyone, it's break time. If you've run out of snacks, oh, I'm an Evo Gothic bookworm. Sick. It's break time. If you ran out of snacks, if you need a beverage, go get it now. If you got to use the bathroom, do it now. I have to go to the bathroom, so I'll run ads while we're all gone. No one pay attention to them. Don't give them any attention. Don't look at your phones. Don't listen to it. Just go do what you got to do for at least 3 minutes. I might be a little bit longer than that, but I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, and we're back, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Whew. Sorry about that. Followed you, it crashed my Twitch. All right. Thank you all. All right. Let's do it. So people think I should destroy this thing. That seems harsh. Why does Gojo Satoru from JJK wear a blindfold? because his shiny blue eyes make people like way too attracted to him, and he gets mobbed on the street. I think it has to do with his power. It like limits him. It limits him to a more reasonable amount of power. What if she's the one who's been trying to stop you from getting to Leon? Allure and I. Go get Leon so you can stand under it with him. No, we don't know yet. Is there a way to change the background music in Everweave? Not right now. His eyes see too much and could overload his brain. Yep. So he's limiting the power not for everyone else, but for himself. But technically true, so I'll count it as a win for me. All right. This is different background music? What do you mean? Yeah, this is royalty-free YouTube music that I handpicked for being a chill vibe. A lot of the royalty-free YouTube music is pretty bad. So, you love it? Well, great. I'm glad you do. Yeah, I picked the ones that I thought sounded the best. Especially if they had a more sci-fi style music for people playing sci-fi related stuff. Yeah, the thing is... Okay, so here's the thing. All of the, like, different story theme stuff, that comes from the prompt, like, engineering that I like made up in the guide, that like how to like make different settings and stuff like that. The game is not intended to do that. They like if it were up to the creator of the game, Andy, the game would only be fantasy. And as such, all of the stuff, all of the images, everything, it's all fantasy. So, yeah, while you can do sci-fi stuff, while the game is perfectly capable of doing all the rest of that stuff, it is not something that is a priority for Andy. Yeah, so. It will not likely happen anytime soon for other themed stuff. Are there any plans to make the text input box larger or resizable? No, I haven't heard that particular feedback. Is the text box too small for you? It sort of changes in size depending on how much you type into it. Frozen Incendiary. Thank you so much for following. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. This is clearly a declaration of war. Could she be the one who trapped me originally? But how would she have control over the guards? I have to figure this out before the date. A fiery spark ignites within you. Countess Isabella, you whisper, the name tasting like betrayal. It must be her. Who else would wield such an extravagant yet utterly inconvenient display of affection as a weapon? The thought solidifies your suspicions. This is no mere obstacle. It's a strategically placed, glitter-covered declaration of war. Perhaps she is the one who had you tossed into that dungeon, all to remove you from Leon's path. But the clock continues its relentless march. It's 2:01 p.m. Accusations can wait. Right now, your priority is getting past this colossal single monument to unrequited, or at least incredibly competitive, love. You eye the archway, then the ceiling, then the gaps between the petals. You need a way through or around this floral fortress if you're to reach Leon and secure your claim on his heart and deliver those cookies. Hello, Serafini. You could use any music you want on Twitch as long as you put the info on screen. You just need to make it not play on the YouTube stream. I see other streamers do it. Yeah, but I want the YouTube stream to get music. So the royalty-free music is fine. Yeah, I don't need to be playing like, you know, Sleep Token or anything. The size of the text has been fine for me, but that's just me. I can't speak for everyone. Does she want Leon for herself? Yeah, she does. Especially when I'm writing larger prompts and I may need to scroll back or edit or create correct grammar. That's causing the AI to error out. Interesting. Yeah, well, it can only get so big. Right now, I think it takes up most of the screen. If you're like typing a long message, it'll expand to take up most of the screen along with your keyboard. I don't know how much bigger it can get. I know some people do like prompt edits on like notes tabs and stuff like that so that they can like work on like big messages, and then also it like saves automatically, so if for some reason you get like an error or something like that, you can always go back and copy and paste your super long message and you don't lose it. What you're saying is playing on PC is best. PC's box doesn't expand that much actually, so you'll still have the same problem. Logatter! Thanks for floating on by. Have you watched Night of the Seven Kingdoms? I have not. I agree, Jarl. It is... Yeah, the PC one is a bit small. I've been playing Everweave maybe a week now. Are you enjoying it? You're in the stream, so I'm assuming you do enjoy it. But, yes. Welcome to the community. I hope you are having fun. Yeah, I think the PC art is better than the mobile art. You could just see more of it, and so it's cooler, in my opinion. Serafini Cleric is the next class we have planned. All right. You draw your bow, aiming for the core structural points of Countess Isabella's monumental rose archway, hoping to bring it crashing down. Ooh, that might just hit proficiency. Hey, that's what we're talking about. "60% of the time, it works every time." I am. My dwarf is about to go outside Haven Reach and search for a master key to disabling the transmutation engine. I wonder if you're willing to read people's stories if they share them with you. The Discord has about 23,000 people in it, and a ton of people share their stories. I personally don't read all of them. I'm very slow at reading. It makes me tired. But many of our members do actively read all of them. And so, yeah, if you post them in the game moments inside the server, tons of people will read it and comment on it if they find it interesting. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't read anyone's stories. I'm bad about that sort of thing. I hate doing the dice checks. It gives you anxiety. I like the dice checks. I just started playing yesterday, and I loved it so much, I'm already out of messages. Welcome, Elso LSLB. Yeah, that is very common for people to get sucked in and absolutely blast through their messages. Welcome to the community. If you haven't already, check out the Discord. It's a very cool place. That's where people tend to hang out between when their messages come back, and they all chat about the stuff that they like, what's going on in their games and things like that. I could never post mine. Yeah, we are a family-friendly Discord, so yeah, some people's games are not appropriate. Currently running a Dragon Ball Z style game. Remember Frieza's race? I'm getting handed to me, but went Super Saiyan 3 in the fight and destroyed him. Nice. Shino Bycat? Dude, welcome. Oh my god. The chat is really going. Okay. But I have to write a message, so we're gonna do that. I'll read out what we got here. It's time to take down this behemoth of an arch. I'll fire my bow at the supporting structures so that it collapses. You swiftly knock an arrow, you aim true despite the saccharine serenade of the cherub. With a twang of the bowstring, the arrow streaks through the air, embedding itself precisely into a critical juncture of the archway's supporting structure. Right where the solid rose petals converge, for a moment, nothing happens. Then, with a series of sickening creaks and groans, the enormous floral edifice begins to shudder. The cherubic statue, mid-verse, lets out a startled, high-pitched squawk as its perch tilts precariously. Rose petals, enchanted lights, and surprisingly sturdy greenery explodes outwards in a shower of glittering debris and fragrant chaos. The archway collapses with a dramatic whoosh, creating a mountain of sweet-smelling wreckage that effectively blocks the corridor behind it, but leaves the path ahead clear. The silence after the cherub's abrupt halt is deafening. It's 2:05 p.m. Do you ever have any gimmick arrows with your bow? Not this character. This character is their bow. They have a power where if they shoot their bow and it hits somebody, they are charmed. So, as they are Cupid. So that's just a specific thing for this singular character. Which is a sort of... they were meant to be a one-shot for the nondescript day in the middle of February. But their story has run long. By the way, I absolutely love this game because I'm an absolute severe bookworm and I love the way the game describes everything. That's awesome. See you, Captain X. Are the cookies intact? The cookies are fine. The arch collapsed, not me. I love this game because I love to read and make my own story. I have no idea why I started playing this game. I like D&D, but I really don't like reading. And I don't particularly like writing either. What if the prince doesn't like the cookies? We're screwed. I don't know what you want from it. It's going to go bad. It'll be a bad time. But yeah, but I found that I can read in short bursts, like the single messages, like just fine. You watched one D&D video and got an ad for every week. Bolo arrow. Oh, nice. Very fun. Roll till he likes the cookies. Hello, Blade Off a Wolf. What level is my highest character? I think like level 5. It's not super high. I can't play a single character too long. I wonder if Everweave could partner with indie lit RPG writers. I think you would get some really good content that way. The series, spell swords and stealth, mixes real world with a D&D world. And what happens, one effect, and other examples. Well, yeah, unfortunately, the way the game works, there's not really a way to, like, add that type of stuff to it right now. We are going to make an adventure mode eventually, but we'll have anyone in the community be able to add stuff like that. What was the wait time for the free messages to regenerate? Increase from 10 days? It wasn't increased from 10 days. It's always been 1 month. But it's always the first of the month. So if you joined on the 20th, it would look like 10 days to you because it refreshed on the 1st. Is there a guide on the Discord on how to get more rolls in a campaign, or do you have any tips yourself? How to get more rolls in a campaign? Like more dice rolls? Yes. So for anyone who doesn't know, anyone new here, there is a full guide in the Discord. If you go in the Discord and you go under tips and tricks, pinned at the very top of tips and tricks is the guide. You'll also find it in the welcome message. The guide is there as well. That guide is written by me with a ton of tips and tricks on how to save messages, how to like get the most out of your game, how to avoid the most common bugs, a ton of stuff. If you haven't read it already, I highly recommend going through and reading the guide. Like I said, I hate writing and reading, so if you are a person who typically can't stand reading a guide, I made it for you. You should be able to read it, because I think it's funny to read it, and so I can get through it. So I wrote it for someone like me who doesn't like reading. Yeah, check it out. It's a spreadsheet. If you have access to a PC, that's great. If you don't have access to a PC, there's a PDF version, so you can scroll through on your phone without having to worry about it. But yeah, there is a guide emoji. Go ahead, people, post the guide emoji. Yeah, there's 2 guide emojis. The guide. Pert Trash and Blade Alpha Wolf, thank you so much. Hey Echo, can't watch the stream sadly because I'm at work. Just wanted to pop in and show support. Thank you so much, Pert Trash. There we go. Look at all those guides. Okay. Is it a sub only? I think the blinking one is a sub only, but the other regular one is not. That's just that's a anybody one. Yeah, Colonel Mustang is not subbed and they posted it, so you should have access to the guide one. Not the flashing one, but the other. How did I miss that? If I wanted a stronger weapon, like a plus or something, what level can I get it? You can get up to +3. It sort of depends. I think there are some limits. Your DM is much more likely to give you plus weapons after you reach certain levels. Yeah, I think it doesn't like giving you pluses until level 5, but I'm not 100% sure about that. I can't exactly remember. It might be level 3. It's been I tested that some time ago, but I don't remember my exact results. I think it's like level 3, 4, or 5, one of those, and it's much more willing to give you a +1 item. But the more like sort of powerful you are in the story, and as you progress, like the longer your story, the more it's willing to just go like, sure, you can have a big plus on your weapon, no problem. But it goes up to +3. One time my character got really depressed and the DM said, "You think you are, but you aren't." Thank you, Jarl. Okay. You deftly navigate the fragrant wreckage of the collapsed Rose Archway. Stepping over garlands of crushed petals and shattered twinkling lights, the corridor is now clear, and with renewed determination you ascend the final flight of stairs to the third floor. The rich tapestries become even more opulent, the air thick with the scent of beeswax and old wood. And there it is, a grand, intricately carved door guarded by two impeccably dressed but currently rather bored royal guards. This must be Prince Leon's chamber. You are only a few meters away, the heart-shaped plate of cookies clutched firmly in your grasp. It's 2:10 p.m. The final hurdle awaits. Combat! Let's do it! All right. Charm those guards. That's what I'm doing right now. Cupid combat? Yeah, let's go. I used Love's Arrow. Alright. It's time. There is no sneaking here. The guards are right next to the door. I'll toss a coin down the hall past them. When one or both turns, I'll fire a love arrow at the one closer to me and charm them into a lovey-dovey mood. At Lucina, I wish. Love potion, gas grenade. Nah, no love potions. We got love arrows. We're Cupid, man. We aren't an alchemist. With a mischievous glint in your eye, you deftly flick a silver coin down the richly carpeted hall. It clatters loudly as it bounces off the polished marble, rolling and spinning into the distance. Both guards, their faces a mask of professional boredom a moment ago, immediately snap their heads towards the sound, their hands instinctively going to their swords' hilts. As the closer guard begins to turn, his attention fully diverted by the unexpected jingle, you swiftly nock a tiny heart-tipped arrow. With the speed and precision only a Cupid could possess, you loose Love's Arrow! It flies true, embedding itself harmlessly yet magically into the guard's breastplate with a soft thump. He freezes, then a dreamy, bewildered expression spreads across his face, his eyes suddenly unfocused and full of unexplained tenderness. The Love's Arrow finds its mark with a soft thump against the closer guard's breastplate. His eyes, moments ago stern and watchful, now glaze over with a saccharine sweetness. He lets out a dreamy sigh. His gaze drifting towards a particularly ornate vase in the hallway, as if it were the most beautiful object he had ever beheld. A lovesick smile spreads across his face as he begins to hum a gentle, almost cooing tune, completely oblivious in his surroundings and your presence. The second guard, however, turns back, his brow furrowed in confusion at his partner's sudden, bizarre behavior. He looks from him, his humming colleague, to the now empty stretch of hallway where the coin disappeared, and then back to the first guard, who is now openly gazing at the vase with adoration. He seems momentarily baffled, but his professional training clearly outweighs his bewilderment. His eyes, the scene, slowly, cautiously begins to advance. His hand still on his sword hilt, clearly suspicious. It's 2:12 p.m. You have bought yourself a moment, but the second guard is still a threat. Vase love? Exactly. Hawkeye, it's Cupid. Love potion gas. Loves in the air tonight. Bards would love this character. Echo, is this turning into not family friendly? No, absolutely not. Look, he's loving a vase, okay? That has nothing, that's family friendly as heck. You could see that happening in a Disney movie for sure. Smoke bomb pellet that is paralytic slipping mixture into it lasts for about 40 minutes. So you just throw it. End of combat. Nice. Yeah, Echo will make sure that doesn't happen. That's right. That's like an old Tom and Jerry cartoon. Exactly. Look, man. They love lamp. They love vase, and they love lamp. Jedi Master. What are Kakashi Hatake's 2 nicknames? Ooh, it's the Copycat Ninja and it has to do with his like earth element. It's like Hound Master or something about being buried. I don't know what the second one is, but Copycat Ninja is the first one. The second one I can't remember. What are the answers, Jedi Master? Don't leave me waiting. Kakashi of the Sharingan Eye? That's not even a nickname. What are you talking about? Kakashi of the Sharingan is not a nickname. I deny it. That's not a nickname. That's an edifice. Oh, sorry, not an edifice. An epitaph. Your question was worded poorly. If you asked what his epitaph was, sure. But Kakashi of the Sharingan is an epitaph to his name. It's not. It is not a nickname. Do free messages carry over or only paid? Free messages do not carry over. Subscription messages also don't carry over. Only message packs carry over. Wasn't he also called Friend Killer Kakashi? Nice. Obito said nickname. I don't care what Obito said. Obito's wrong. That's not a nickname. Yeah, codes too also carry over. They work like message packs. His name was Hound? I knew it. I knew it was something like that. Yeah. Yeah, if someone is like if they were like if someone gets the like name it's like Garland, the Wise King. The Wise King is an epitaph. It's like it's just like a title on their name. Moving on to sexy faces. All right, we're back to sexy faces. Gob the Goblin. Now time for the second guard. While they are looking at the infatuated guard, I'll fire a second love arrow! Let them finally express the love locked away in their heart. While the second guard is still processing the bizarre transformation of his colleague, you seize the moment. With a flick of your wrist, another love's arrow is airborne, a tiny, glittering projectile of pure affection. It lodges itself squarely in the second guard's chest, right over his heart. He blinks, his suspicious frown melting away into an expression of utter adoration. He doesn't look at the vase, however. Instead, his gaze locks onto his now cooing partner, who is still serenading the ceramic. A single tear rolls down his cheek, and with a soft sob, he throws his arms around the first guard, declaring, "Oh, Bernard! I've always loved your stoic profile, and your strong, silent type!" Bernard, startled from his revelry for the vase, returns the embrace with equal fervor, and soon the two guards are locked in a passionate, tearful embrace, completely lost in their newfound or perhaps newly acknowledged affection for each other. It's 2:15 p.m. The path to Prince Leon's door is now clear, albeit rather emotionally charged. I do mean epithet. Thank you very much. She builds monsters. Epitaph is the wrong word. It is supposed to be at 6. We got here early, okay? The love arrows don't work. To the guards love each other before you just shoot. Blade Alpha Wolf, I'm sorry, your message is missing English, and I cannot read it. Yes, but he also has that title due to one shouting that I, who has, it's an iconic thing. Well, this is from 1 to 100 in a very different and funny way. Nice. All right, well, the door is ready. I love it. Are the cookies still intact? The cookies are good. The cookies are good. There was one time in a story of mine, a trickster demon froze the entire floor, and I had to make several rolls to stay standing, which I might add never happened because I failed all of them. Nice. Just need 20 more to ask a question, so be prepared. Cool. I dust myself off, check I'm all good, and then knock on the door. Deep breath. It's totally cool. I'm only like 3.5 hours early, and that is not weird at all. He will be happy about it, for sure. We could maybe hang out. Oh god, this is gonna go awful, isn't it? I wince in suspense. You take a deep, shaky breath, attempting to soothe out your gala outfit and steal your nerves. The delicious aroma of the cookies now seems to mock your growing anxiety. 3.5 hours early? What if he's still in his pajamas? What if he's busy? What if he thinks you're a complete lunatic for showing up so far ahead of schedule with a heart-shaped plate of cookies, having just dismantled a rose arch and charmed 2 guards into a lovesick embrace? Your knuckles rap gently against the heavy oak, the sound surprisingly loud in the now silent corridor. DM didn't need to call me out like that. I'm just gonna say. The DM didn't need to do that. They didn't need to call me out like that and try and like put me on blast. They call me, yeah, exactly. You wince, anticipating the worst, bracing yourself for any reaction. A long moment stretches, filled only with the faint, rhythmic sighs of the 2 guards passionately embracing behind you. Then, the heavy door slowly, silently swings inward, revealing not Leon, but a regal, stern-faced butler who raises a perfectly sculpted eyebrow. It's 2:16 p.m. Guys, what's this butler doing here? Ugh. Gotta love the deflection of it. Probably preparing Leon for the gala. Go tell Alfred to tend to the guys outside. Is the stream gonna end in 11 minutes? No, it is not ending in 11 minutes. We usually end the stream at around 12, but, you know. I mean, maybe. If we get Leon, and then I'll do trivia, so, you know, maybe. I got a butler boss battle? Well, I don't know, we're charming him up. We're charming him up. Have fun at the bachelor party, Jarl. Go do best man stuff. You hope his name is Humphrey? They're expecting me? Sir? The butler's perfectly sculpted eyebrow twitches, almost imperceptibly, as you stammer through your introduction. His stern gaze sweeps from your slightly disheveled, gala-ready attire to the heart-shaped plate of cookies, then back to your earnest, if slightly panicked, expression. A long moment of silence stretches, punctuated only by the lingering sighs from the corridor behind you. Then, a flicker of something unreadable crosses his face. Perhaps amusement, or perhaps recognition. He lets out a soft, almost imperceptible sigh. Prince Leon is expecting you, Val. He intones, his voice surprisingly soft now, though still formal. Though I believe the engagement was scheduled for later this evening. Nevertheless, come in. The prince is currently in the royal sitting room, expecting a delivery of fresh linen. This will be a delightful surprise for him, I am certain. He gestures for you to enter, the faintest hint of a smirk playing on his lips. It's 2:17 p.m. In my DBZ game, I was constantly mocked when I was training with Whis while mastering Super Saiyan Blue. Nice. That sounds about right. Okay, hold on. Another cookie for me. Does anyone have, like, a problematic snack? Like a snack that they have, a snack that they have, like, in the privacy of their own home. They make it for themselves, and they personally, like, you personally love it, but you would never eat it around someone else because they would judge you too hard for it. Those guards are gonna get in so much trouble if left alone. I eat cookie dough regularly. That's common though, you know? No one's gonna judge you for eating cookie dough. Chocolate covered bananas? Definitely closer. I think it's still pretty tame, but I like the direction we're heading. Mixing cookies into tea? Interesting. Alright. I eat Macos, mac and cheese taco. That, yeah, much better. That's exact. That someone would judge you for that. I judge you for that. Great job. I like to dump bacon bits into hamburger dills. Lucina, you always have the best snacks. Look, I'm not arguing whether or not they can taste good, okay? But I'm Mexican, And I'm never going to defile a taco in that way, okay? I'd much rather make an actual taco. Ketchup to your mac and cheese, guys! Don't add ketchup to everything. Don't do that. Don't do it. I judge you. You've been judged. Don't do it. The butler glides silently through an opulent antechamber. Its walls adorned with shimmering tapestries depicting valiant knights and mythical beasts. He leads you into a sumptuously furnished sitting room, bathed in the soft glow filtering through tall arched windows. Prince Leon, looking dashing even in what appears to be a casual velvet robe, is reclined on a chaise lounge. Engrossed in a particularly thick tome. A half-eaten pastry sits on a nearby table. The butler clears his throat with impeccable timing. Prince Leon, a visitor for you. Leon looks up, his eyes the color of warm honey, widening slightly as he takes in your appearance and the heart-shaped plate of cookies. A slow, warm smile spreads across his face, far more genuine than any you've encountered today. Val! You're ready! Oh no, you're early! He exclaims, a delighted laugh bubbling up. And what a delightful surprise! It's 2:20 p.m. I like to make s'mores with pretzels instead of graham crackers, salty and sweet. I think that's dope. I wouldn't judge you. I would see that and I'd be like, genius move. Solid. I give that snack 10 out of 10. It's too sweet for me, honestly. Like, I can't really be doing s'mores like that anymore. It like hurts my teeth, but I like the concept. Oh, ketchup on mashed potatoes. No. Ow, Rob, you lucky Cupid. What are you saying, Blade Alpha Wolf? What are you saying? What does the prince look like? Ah, yes, we do have to get what they look like. Garlic mashed potatoes and chicken pot pie. That's dope. Another dope one. I use chocolate instead of graham crackers for s'mores. That's too sweet. Too much. That's just losing an ingredient. You shall see, Echo, but butter and sugar toast taste good. Butter and sugar toast? What is this? What are you in, like, Australia? I'm an ultra endurance runner, and late in the race, I love mashed potatoes in a cup of ramen. We call it a ramen bomb. I can see it, oddly enough. I think you would get judged for it, but I think you would get judged until someone tried it, and then they would be like, I would never think of this, but, you know, that's cool. Texas, actually, family recipe? Bud, there is much better Texas desserts. Just go outside, grab some pecans. Grab some pecans and, like, caramelize, like, a little bit of sugar. Like, brown sugar, molassesy. You got a pecan pie, like, right there. Okay. Prince Leon rises from the chase. I have no idea how to say. This is some type of chair. Yeah, what? How do you say it? Huh? Chase? Chase?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it doesn't have the second part. It's just Chase. A figure of effortless charm. He is tall and lean with broad shoulders that fill out his luxurious velvet robes. His hair, a cascade of dark, rich chestnut curls, tumbles artfully to his collar, framing a face that could have been carved from a Renaissance painting. His eyes are indeed the color of warm honey, but they sparkle with an intelligent, kindly mirth. A faint, perfectly sculpted stubble graces his strong jawline, and his lips, currently curved in a genuinely pleased smile, are full and expressive. He carries himself with an easy grace, every movement betraying a noble bearing tempered by surprising warmth. A subtle scent of sandalwood and old parchment clings to him, a comforting and sophisticated aroma. He extends a hand adorned with a simple signet ring towards you, his smile widening. Good luck, emo goth Mogrim. That will kill me. I'm allergic to all nuts. I'm sorry, Blade Alpha Wolf. You probably don't belong in Texas. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that out there. If you can't get pecans, there's like, what are you doing? Mini pretzel roll praline. 8 minutes, 350. Smush with spatula. Eat your poverty pecan pie. Who's carving Renaissance paintings, dude? A face that could have been carved from a Renaissance painting? Okay, I'll give the DM a little leeway here. Like, maybe it's saying, like, his face is, like, chiseled and, like, someone carved it using a Renaissance painting as the inspiration. So, don't get too upset, Allure and I. No one's defiling Renaissance paintings, okay? Agree. I know I can't go to parties to eat dessert. That's rough. That better be it. Dessert. Okay. How'd the battle go? No need for battle. We chose love, not war. Lucina, this is not that type of stream, okay? Get it together. Calm down. Ed Lucina. Leon is also allergic to nuts. I just kill him. You take his outstretched hands, your fingers brushing against the warmth of his skin, and bring his knuckles gently to your lips. A subtle yet meaningful gesture. His honey eyes twinkle, and a faint blush rises on his cheeks at your touch. I brought cookies, you say, your voice a little breathy, pushing the heart-shaped plate forward. They're, fresh. Leon's smile softens even further. He takes the plate from you, his gaze lingering on the perfectly baked treats, and then back to your face. Val, you didn't have to, he murmurs, though his tone clearly indicates he's delighted. He plucks one, still warm, from the plate and takes a bite. His eyes close in pure enjoyment. Oh, Val. He sighs, his voice rich with pleasure. These are absolutely exquisite. The hint of salt, the brown butter. You truly are a marvel. The butler, standing discreetly by the door, allows himself the barest hint of a smile. We did it, folks! Woo! Wet mouth parts too, yeah. Me, not that kind of floor. Varigan Picone pie is good. We pizza the prince. That's right. Alluring with food. Yeah, that's right. That's right. We keep it family friendly in here. Okay. All right, I'm asking for an epilogue. All right, everyone's getting an epilogue. Here we go. This is the ending to Val Amado's story. The afternoon that followed was nothing short of a fairy tale. Instead of waiting for the evening gala, you and Leon spent hours nestled in his royal sitting room. He devoured your cookies with joyous abandon, insisting you tell him every detail of your frantic journey, roaring with laughter at the tale of the fluffy pink beast, and gasping in mock horror at the dramatic collapse of Countess Isabella's rose archway. He admitted with a conspiratorial wink that Isabella's affections were indeed quite forceful, and he was secretly rather relieved the archway was gone. As the sun began to set, casting golden hues across the castle, you helped Leon choose his gala attire, your hands brushing as you adjusted his cravat. The gala itself was a blur of music, dancing, and whispered compliments. You and Leon were the undeniable center of attention, his hand never leaving yours, his honeyed gaze often finding yours across the ballroom. The whispers from the court were less about your goblin heritage and more about the undeniable spark between you and the prince. Even the butler, observing from a discreet distance, seemed to approve, a tiny, almost imperceptible smile gracing his lips. Months turned into years, and your love for Prince Leon only deepened. Your knack for charming guards became legendary, often employed for late-night culinary escapades in the royal kitchens. Countess Isabella eventually moved on, dedicated her extravagant displays of affection to a particularly handsome stable master. The kingdom of Amore flourished under Leon's kind and steady rule, often brightened by your joyful, mischievous presence. And whenever life seemed a little too serious, Leon would just ask for another batch of those perfectly balanced chocolate pecan cookies, a sweet reminder of the chaotic, wonderful day you almost missed your most important date. Your love story, like your cookies, was truly exquisite. From prince to stable master, yeah. She really downgraded. She really settled. Yeah, known for charming guards. Alright. That's the story of Val Amado. And now, time for trivia. Can't wait for the next random day in February, yeah. The nondescript middle of February. IQ2 Gamer just showing up for trivia. What's up? They'll be waiting for the math question. I've been here since your break. Oh, cool. I've not seen you type at all. Did you get to the final goal? Yes. Yes, we had a happy epilogue for the character. Their story is at an end. Unbreakable fire. Okay, either your or the prince's arms are really long to be able to never let go of each other's hands and also make eye contact across the room. Thank you, Unbreakable Fire, for your observation. There is a hormone known as the love hormone that is released when you have skin-to-skin contact with another person. What is its name? Oxytocin is correct. She builds monsters. What is the classic symbol for peace that is often seen carried by a dove? Colonel Mustang's gloves. Olive branch is correct. The flood Bible story? What? What is the philosophical idea that states that there is no free will, that all things are determined, but that you should pretend free will exists anyways? Laissez-faire. Laissez-faire spelled Lazay fair. I love that. All of these are wrong. No one's gotten it correct yet. Christianity. I like some of these answers. Living a lie. I don't know. Pontism. Some people are really close. Twisted Yuri. Thank you for following. I'm sure it's supposed to be twisted, but there is a Z in there, so just atheist. Tumbles! Compatibilism is correct. It is compatibilism, not incompatibilism. Yeah, compatibilism states that determinism is real. You don't have free will. All things are determined by the very beginning start of the universe. I'm naming my philosophy laissez-faire. all things are determined by the beginning points of the universe, but that doesn't matter because society doesn't work if you just treat everyone like they don't have free will. So it's better to just assume free will does exist, even if it doesn't. I'm gonna post this in chat because some people are saying they're not finding it. Here you go. That's the definition right there for you. Tom Bowles, did I send the code? Tom Bowles, did you get a code for me or no? I think not. Okay. I don't know. I don't know how you're spelling it. All right. Okay, an ad is starting soon. Let's snooze that sucker. Let's get through the trivia. Joe Blow from Idaho. You were gifted a sub, and that makes it so that you don't see ads. What is the biggest critique of dualism? The philosophy that there are two different types of stuff in the world, matter and mind, sometimes spirit or soul. I'm looking for the common issue posed that is used to show that dualism doesn't make sense. Evil Jamie Rogers, that is correct. Yeah. The problem is interaction. If there are two completely different types of stuff, this soul or mind and all the matter, your body, why is it that the body always interacts with the same soul? Why is your consciousness connected to your body in that way? What's making it so that they interact? These are hard ones today. Still loving the game though. Can't seem to respond quick enough. Yeah, that's the. Really asking the tough questions this stream, and I don't mean the trivia. Can you repeat that? About dualism? The question of interactionism is like if there is two separate things, like matter, the stuff that makes up your body, and like mind or soul or spirit, consciousness, whatever you call it. If there are two different things, they are fundamentally different. One isn't emergent from the other. Then how is it that they always interact in certain ways? So like, why is it that your body always seems to possess your consciousness, but someone else's body always possesses their consciousness? If they're completely different things, there's no reason to stop their consciousness from interacting with your body, but that's never the case. Magnetic field lets your soul in even when squishing wind bars. My body and spirit are about to interact and go on a run when the stream's over. Okay. Well, we're almost through. I'll ask maybe about 2 more questions. Anyone who can type out Mary Poppins' famous long made-up song name the fastest and correctly wins this code. Oh, Lando wins. And She Builds Monsters absolutely blasted everyone out of the water, but they've already won a message this game. Now, She Builds Monsters, we're going to need an explanation. We're gonna need an explanation. Hello, Stefan. Welcome. Just playing for the fun. Yeah, but how did you... My autocorrect knew the word. I only typed 3 or 4 letters and it suggested it? That's ridiculous. Here you are, Lando. Wait, Lando, did you already win one? Okay. Alright, one more question. Name the original 3 Gen 1 starters. Guys, these are proper nouns, so you do have to spell them correctly. Emo Goth Mogrim, Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur. Okay, Emo Goth Mogrim, I believe you were the first to spell them correctly. Alright, code sent. Thank you everyone for joining the stream. Thank you so much. Thank you for participating. That'll be the end of Val. Amado will be getting back to our normal characters come Tuesday. So, yeah, we should be playing... Conman? Conman on Tuesday? I think that's right. So yeah, we should be playing Conman on Tuesday. What? Did they? Huh? Oh. Yes. I'm so sorry, Allurnai. I'll send you a code, Allurnai. My bad. There you are. All right. Bye, everyone. I'm ending the stream before the ads pop up in like 10 seconds. It's in your whispers. Check your whispers. Check your mailbox in Twitch. Bye all. See you.